All right, guys. So as I said in the video I did about the Mini Pal, I am now doing a video about the Super Edge. But before we get into it, you guys know what's coming. If you're wearing headphones, turn down the volume because here comes a little bit of music. This is gonna be a real quick video. I already did a video about one of these once. These are great little fixed blades. This is the Cold Steel Super Edge, which is just a super small serrated fixed blade. But even for as small as it is, it's got a lot of horsepower behind it. This gets used a lot. I use this for cutting a lot of stuff down. I typically do not like serrated knives, but when I say that, like I say I don't like serrated knives, what I'm referring to is the half and half. If you're gonna have a serrated knife, just have a serrated knife like this. And if you're gonna have a straight edge blade, have a straight edge blade. Doing half and half and those double purpose blades, they really kind of limit you because the area of the blade on a half and half that is serrated is the area I would want to use on a fairly straight, plain edge blade to do some like heavy cutting tasks. I don't always want it to be a serrated edge. So they really limit you on that because the only part of the knife that is actually plain edged is up at the very front. I currently don't own any personally, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about when we turn this around and get down on the mat and look at it. I have a ProTech here that is a 50/50. So I just see them as really limiting. I would rather just have something like this in my pocket or on my zipper pull and then have a straight edge blade, just a regular plain edge blade, to do those other tasks. So give me a second, I'll get everything set up. I've gotta get the specs on this, so I'll pull that up and then we'll get ready and we'll look at it from above. Where's it at? There it is, found it. Guys, let's take a real good look at this and get you some specs. So this is the Cold Steel Super Edge. Like I said, this is like, at one point, I think this was the smallest fixed blade you could buy. So, as always, we're going to look at this, we'll get some specs, we'll get some weights, and then when we get down to the end, I will give you price points on the, when we bring it back up and do the final thoughts. So, you're looking at overall length of 4.31 inches with a blade length of 2 inches. It's just about twice, it is twice the blade length of the Mini Pal that we looked at yesterday. Craton handles. And it comes with a SecureX Kydex sheath. And in this one, the SecureX doesn't really bother me too much because it's a serrated blade. A lot of times I don't like their SecureX because it is a fiberglass reinforced nylon. And that is great for structural integrity and things like that in a handle. They say this is Kydex, but it also is SecureX. I'm not sure which it is. So I'm going to say that this is probably their nylon reinforced, or their fiberglass reinforced nylon SecureX. But the reason I don't like it is a lot of times that fiberglass that's in the plastic, it will dull a knife. In and out of a sheath from Cold Steel with SecureX, you cannot keep it sharp. That has been my major complaint with all of the Cold Steel knives. So at any rate, we're off of that. We're looking at, like I said, overall length 4.31, blade length 2.1. Blade thickness, ready guys? 0.08 inches. It is a very thin knife, but it's also very small. It's AUS 8A. Now this one is made in Japan, but the new ones that they have out are made in Taiwan, from where I saw it on the websites. Now, this knife, like I said, really good because it's all serrated. We'll get into the thing with all serrated versus half and half here in just a second when we look at it down on a mat. I'll show you exactly what my issues with that are. So yeah, that's pretty much the specs on it. Let me go, the weight on this they have listed as 0.8 ounces, which is just a little bit heavier than Mini Edge, which came in at 0.5. So let me go get the scale and we'll come back and take a look at it. Here comes the scale. Let's get this in here. So turn this on. Ounces. Now here's the thing, because this does not do, I don't know why it does decimals on on grams, but not on ounces. I would really like to have it. So it says it's 0.8 ounces. That's 5/8 ounces. Let's see here what it says in grams. So in grams, you are looking at 21 grams. That is about the weight of the mini PAL with its sheath, if I remember correctly. So let's get Nick's scale out of here. Before we get into my thing about the half and half, the 50/50s versus the fully serrated blades, so having a plain edge and serrated in one knife, why I don't like them. Let's do some size comparisons because this will be fun. So we've got typical size comparison, nowhere even close to my Sebenza. Let's take a look at it next to a Endura. As you can see, relatively small and diminutive. And I have a knife here that will be a much better comparison. The Artisan Maialia is still way bigger. Now that's a tiny knife. This is still way bigger than this. And a final comparison, just because I haven't showed one of these to you guys in a while, and I like to keep it relevant because they're still available for sale, next to my Sea Snake, which is also a relatively small knife, significantly smaller than the Sebenza. So, all right, guys, let me clear this stuff out, and then we're going to talk about serrated versus half and half. So, as I was saying, I would rather carry this and something else than have something as limited as this. Now, and the reason I say that is, this one is not as bad, but a lot of these knives, you lose the majority of the area of the knife that I typically cut with. I don't typically cut at the very tip of the knife up here. When I'm cutting, a lot of times I'm in this area. The problem with that is, if I want to have a cleaner, neater cut on something, or if I'm cutting down on something and I want to cut clear through it, this isn't great for that. I have to use the very tip of the blade, which does not give me the best. Like I said, this one's not as bad. This is actually done fairly well to allow you to have a good bit of straight edge, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of them leave you with just a very swept up tip with no flat to cut. And what I'm talking about is on something like this, if I'm in this area here and I'm cutting down on something and I want to cut through it cleanly and neatly and not have a ragged cut, I can't really do it as easily with this. Can I do it up here? Yeah, but a lot of times I'm cutting back here where I can really get down on it and generate that force right above. As you can see, my point where I'm holding, that means most of that pressure is coming down right there because that's where I'm pushing. The further out you get from where you're pushing, the less energy you have. It's like a lever. You get more directly down here than you would if you were up here. Now, a lot of times you're not cutting anything that's that hard. I just don't like the way they cut sometimes. And they also, 99% of the time, as you guys can see, you wind up with that right there, which is because I don't know why they do it. I don't know how it happens. When they grind one side, then this side winds up getting cut way back, and you always wind up with weirdness right where the serrations meet the edge. And then if you're not careful when you're sharpening, what happens is you will get into the serrations, and then you basically you screw up these two. So from a sharpening standpoint, they can be a pain in the butt. And this is, I will tell you guys, this is the only left-handed ProTech auto I've ever seen. It has a Benchmade clip on it. So, all right, guys, let's get this stuff out of the way, and I will meet you back up for some final thoughts about this knife and some price points. So, like I said, this is a great, great, great all-around little nice knife that you could have pretty much anywhere. And like I said in the mini PAL video, the fact that these exist and you can have something that is this size and always have something available. You can even put it on a keychain. Retention on this, I forgot to mention, retention on sheath is great. It's not like you're going to lose that. If it's on your keychain, it's not going to fall out, and you've got something. If you're in your car and somebody comes to the window, I have a minor self-defense tool, a little one. Indexing on this, I wish just like with the mini PAL, I wish there was a way of knowing while it was in the sheath which side your edge is on. So for me, what I always do is the Securettes mark is here, and then I put the ring on the side where I'm always going to have the edge part. So I can reach up and feel, like when I grab it, I can reach up and feel and know right there where the edged side of it's going to be, as long as I don't put it in the sheath backwards. So final thing to talk about, price point. These are not anything that would break the bank. Unfortunately, right now, there are real limited availabilities of these. So cheapest I saw it, as typical, was Knife Center, which was $18.95, but it does have the caveat listed as delayed by maker, or delayed, I forget what it said, delayed by company. The next cheapest was Blade HQ, which has it listed as out of stock. Amazon does have them through third-party vendors for $29.99, which still is not a bad price. Not a bad price at all for a knife that's really nice. This knife I've had, like I said, this is the second or third one of these I've had. I had one of them. The only issue I've ever had with one of these, the craton kind of broke down. I 100% don't blame the knife itself. First one I had, I lost. Second one I had, the craton, it like disintegrated. Like it got sticky and came apart and got oily and sticky, and I just had to get rid of it. This one I haven't had that issue with. I would imagine that somewhere along the line, I got diesel fuel or some sort of solvent on it that affected the handle material. So, like I said, great little knife. They cut so well if you just need something to cut a little bit of line, things like that. Opening, this is the champion of opening packages. It actually, for a long time, hung on a pin on the wall here at the kitchen counter because this is where I opened all the packages that came in from customers. So nice little utility knife if you want one. It's a great way to have a knife with you at all times. Not quite as carry friendly in like shorts and t-shirt and things like that as the Mini Pow, but still this is twice the size, actually way more than twice the size because it's not a T handle. So twice the blade length. So of course you're going to give up a little bit of the carry, and the sheath is a good bit thicker, but I'm a big guy. This really doesn't bother me. I can pretty much put the whole knife in my hand. So guys, be ready. This is going to happen. This brown knives. I like brown knives quality. This is the first one that really spoke to me, that I really like it. So we'll be doing a video about that. I'm going to try and get that shot so I can get this back to my buddy Jesse. If you don't follow me on Full 30, you should go over there and check out a video I did about a new product that Jesse offers through a company called Otter Arms. They are firearm stands. I've showed them in several of the videos that I do on Full 30. And you just should generally follow me on Full 30. There's stuff that I do on Full 30 that you usually won't see here. So guys, I love you all. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Try to tell me why. There is a join tab below if you want to join and support the channel and help me do things and get things in and possibly purchase things to review on the channel and then maybe do them as giveaways. Absolutely, you can do that. If you like a specific video, there is an applause tab below, which is like giving a tip to the channel. Just let me know I really like this video. You can pick a denomination to give me $1. It's like super chats for pre-recorded videos. And if you're in a live feed and you really like the live feed, you can also drop a super chat. So guys, take it easy. I love you all. Be good to each other. Keep it clean in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Let's see if the button works.